Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I know this is not normally the view that you see, and this is actually not the makeup you're going to see in this video either. I was just sitting down to edit this video and realized that I forgot to film an intro. So I guess welcome to 2019 for me. I don't know what happened there. I think I usually film an intro at the beginning of my Get Ready With Me's, and so I didn't want to do it then. I wanted to do it at the end when all my makeup was done, but then by that point I totally forgot that I wanted to do that. So anyway, I'm just kind of popping in here to do a quick little intro to let you know that this video is going to be, as you can see in the title, a Get Ready With Me featuring the products in my 2019 Project Pan. I didn't want it to just start awkwardly, and so I figured I'd just kind of film this quick intro. If you didn't see my intro video to the 2019 Project Pan and just talking about all of the products that I'm going to use, then definitely make sure and check that one out up above there, because you know, I go into more in depth about all the products and why I chose them, but I just thought it would be fun to film, you know, a little video using all of the products. So if you want to see me do a little Get Ready With Me featuring the products from my 2019 Project Pan, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to try and incorporate both of these eyeshadows just because they're both in the project. And I think I probably am only going to incorporate this purple just because I want to keep it somewhat natural-ish, and I don't want it to be like too bright purple. So let's see. I still might do kind of like taupey, kind of cool tone colors. I love that this has sort of both of those. So I'm going to start off with the mauve shade in my crease. Love these names. They are so like to the point. I'm excited about having this palette in my project for this year because I do feel like, you know, this is one of my oldest palettes, and it definitely could use some more love. I mean, I don't know why I don't pull for it more. I mean, I know it's, you know, neutrals, and it just, I guess it feels sort of boring some of the time, but you can create some beautiful looks. I mean, Lorac shadows are such good quality. I forget, you know, and whenever I use them, I'm like, oh yeah, they're really nice. And they just get neglected by me. Do you guys have any palettes like that? Ones that you know you love, you know are good, just for some reason always pick other things, and you just, it sits there. But it's like, it's never one that I feel like I can get rid of. Like every time I look through my eyeshadows, you know, there are ones where I'm just like, I probably should get rid of this, but like I don't want to. Like it's just good, and but I need to give it more attention because otherwise it's just, there's no point. It's just sitting there. So this year it's getting way more love because I'm trying to pan it. And I wouldn't say that there's like a shade in particular that I'm hoping to hit pan on first. I imagine it's going to be a matte just because, I mean, I'm going to use more of the mattes. I would think that it's going to be one of like the more transition-y shades. You know, it's going to be either the mauve shade or the taupe shade, or I don't know, sable maybe, like the darker brown, but like some of the ones that I don't need as much of, I think it'll be harder to hit pan on those. And like, you know, the shimmers, I don't need quite as much of those, but I don't know, we'll see. I think if I'd have to guess, it would be, I would hit pan on mauve first, because I feel like I use that shade a lot because it's just such a good cool tone transition shade, like a little purpley. And I just love my purples. I'm definitely gonna get a lot of good use out of the purples in this, I think. I'm going to take a little bit of sable, that darker brown there. So let me know if there are other things that you want to see with these Project Pan items. You know, I figured I would do a Get Ready With Me like this, and it's funny because in my project last year, because I had so many products, I had to do like 2 different Get Ready With Me's because I had like multiple highlighters, and oh my god, I had like 3 different highlighters, and I had like 2 different bronzers, and like I just overdid it. I still have a decent amount of products in this project, but there's only like 1 in each category, you know, so it's not like there's just 1 blush, 1 bronzer, 1 highlighter. So, you know, there are 2 different eyeshadows, but like they're sort of different and they can also go together. And so you know, I kind of feel like that'll be easier and, you know, just a little bit more manageable to have like one in each category, because I'm still wanting to use other things, you know, in my collection. And obviously I always want to keep like trying new things, and that's never going to stop, let's be honest. But, you know, if I want to keep using these things and not only not get sick of them, but, you know, feel like I can really make progress, you know, I don't want it to be like in just the one project to have like 2 or 3 different of one, you know, of one type of thing, you know, like I said, like having 3 different highlighters. That was hard. I actually did well with all of those highlighters because I just love highlighter. But nevertheless, I mean, it's like just a lot. To deepen it up even more, I'm going to take espresso and just put it a little bit more targeted. So let me know if you guys are doing any project panning this year. I'm hoping that because I'm doing a little bit of a smaller project this year, I'm hoping that that means I can participate in some like other things throughout the year. I mean, I'll still have my Throwback Thursday, so there's that, but that one's, you know, less pressure. It's not like, you know, trying to like use anything up. It's just trying to use something more. But, you know, I see all these like mini projects throughout the year, and I felt like I could not participate in them because, you know, I just had so many products to work on, and it was hard enough. And so, you know, I feel like maybe I could do more this year. So let me know if there are other projects that you guys are doing or ones that you plan to do. I'd love to hear about those because, I mean, I wouldn't call myself a panner because I do really enjoy trying new products. I like buying new things. I just love it. It just makes me so happy to buy something new, like to try like a new eyeshadow palette, especially eyeshadow palettes. I would say that's probably like my favorite thing to buy is like eyeshadow palettes, hence why I have ones like this that look like they haven't been touched, even though it has been quite a bit. But, you know, I think a true panner would not have a collection like that. They'd have, you know, a little bit more of a curated collection, and their items would look a little bit more used because, you know, they use their stuff more and they want to like try and use things up. And I definitely want to do more of that because I think, you know, there are certainly things that I lose interest in and things that I like more as I buy new things. You know, I mean, you'd think that, you know, makeup would continue to get better and improve. And so some of the older things I don't like as much anymore, just whether it's because my taste has changed or just because they're not as good. I mean, something like this Lorac palette, it still holds up. It's still really, really good. I just, you know, I'm just putting a little glitter glue on, by the way, to put on a shimmer. You know, it's just that I have other things, and, you know, I don't know, like I said, for some reason this palette just, it gets just like not forgotten, because it's not like I forget about it. I just don't use it. I don't know why. And so this is going to be a good challenge for me because I think I can do really well with this one this year. Like there's so many choices in here. You know, it's a great everyday palette, but also, you know, you can get really smoky looks in here. So I think I'm going to do quite well with this one. All right, so I'm going to use the shade Pewter. I don't think that I need to wet this, but we'll see. Nice. I do think I'll put something on top though to brighten it up just a little bit. Also, just a sort of general question though, you know, I'm curious what you'd like to see this year, and you know, from me as far as videos. I have asked this question before, but I want to, you know, kind of just keep bringing it up a little bit in the beginning of this year, just because, you know, I'm really curious to know what you'd like to see, you know, because I want to continue to improve my channel. Obviously, I'd like to grow. You know, there's only so much control I have over that, though. The only control that I have is my content. And so, you know, if there's specific things that you'd like to see from me, things that you don't really want to see as much from me, I'd really love to know. I'm going to try and do my best to brainstorm and come up with some new ideas and, you know, I will say that's not really my forte, but I really want to challenge myself to come up with something different and fun to do, whether it's like a series or, you know, something like that. I just would like to come up with something different because I need that push. I think I need to come up with something. So if you have any ideas, please let me know. You know, again, I want to make videos that you want to see. So if you have an idea of something that you'd like to see me do, then I really would love to hear it. So I do want to pop something just right on top of that, just in like the center kind of, to make it just be a little bit brighter. So I am going to take just a little bit more of the glitter glue. This is more for the transfer. I've mentioned this before, but just in case you're new, it's not so much that they need it. It's just, I need this for like, you know, transfer on my upper lid, which I still will probably get anyway, but this helps a little bit. So I'm trying to decide which one I want to use. I don't know if I want to use champagne or nude, maybe champagne. I think I'll do that. I'm just going to take a tiny bit on my finger. Yeah, that's what I needed. Just needed to brighten it up a touch. I think that these will be pretty easy to pan just because they are fairly powdery. And I mean, they're definitely gonna be easier than the Too Faced ones, which is why I think I mentioned this in my finale from my 2018 project. And if you didn't see that, I can link that one up above for you. But the palette that I had in that one was the Too Faced Natural Eyes, the little mini one, the old version. And I had such a challenge panning that one. I still did well with it, but it was so hard. I had no idea. And I had thought about putting in the Too Faced Chocolate Bar because I'm pretty sure that's my oldest palette that I own, that I still have in my collection. I'm pretty sure that's the oldest one. And so I thought about that one, and I think this one like came shortly after, but I think the Too Faced one was first. So I thought about doing that one, but knowing how hard it was to pan that little one, the Natural Eyes, I was like, let me make this a little bit easier on myself. And so I know Lorac shadows are pretty powdery. I mean, that's why some people don't like when shadows are powdery, because you use them up more quickly, but I still feel like that might make it easier. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little angled brush because I'm gonna do a little bit of like liner with the shadow. So I'm gonna take black on my little brush here, the black shade. Just gonna kind of press it into the lash line. I don't think I'm gonna wing it out at all. I'm just gonna kind of see how it sort of just adds a smokiness. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. So I'm gonna move on to my face. I do not have a primer in this project, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use my Urban Decay Optical Illusion one. I don't know when this is going up exactly, but I know that right now as I'm filming this, it's just the beginning of the year. And because I know after this, I'm going to film my intro for my project pan for 2019, but even though I'm filming this first, this is gonna go up after. So whenever this goes up, this might be like a little more into mid-January, but you know, for me, it's basically like just into the new year. And so I'm wondering, do you do New Year's resolutions? And if you do, what are your New Year's resolutions for this year? So before I continue talking about that, the foundation that I have in this project, which you can see is getting pretty close. Like I wasn't sure if I was going to include this one because it's sort of easy because I'm almost out of this. But I figure if I finish this up like really, really fast, then I'll just add something else in. I just thought I'd make it a little bit easy for myself with this because I don't know, after the project that I had for 2018, I was just like, I don't know, it was so hard. And I just needed to have one where I'd like really succeed, you know? And I do really like this CC cream, this It Cosmetics CC cream. I don't like the matte one, weirdly enough, even though I'm combo skin. I did a video on that. You can watch that up there if you want to see, but I don't know, it made me more oily. Like it was very odd. And I know that like a lot of people like that one. And so I don't know what the deal was with that, but it did not work for me. So I do really like the original. I don't know if I'd repurchase it like right away because I have plenty of other things that I like just as much, if not more. And this has like major flashback. So, you know, I never want to wear it if I'm going out at night. Not that like I take a lot of like flash photography, but like there actually has been a time where I went out to dinner with family and I was just wearing this because I had worn it earlier that day, and we took a picture with flash and oh my God, it did not look good. I am gonna put a little bit of my Bobbi Brown corrector on because the concealer that I have, I don't really think is completely full coverage, even though it says that it is. I'm almost out of this. This would have been a very easy panning one at this point. I mean, this thing lasts forever. You think that it's this tiny little thing and you're like, for 20 whatever bucks, how, like that is such a ripoff. No, it lasts forever, like way longer than you think it would. Okay, so the concealer that I have in this project is the Ulta Beauty Full Coverage Concealer, and I did get this pretty recently, but there's really not very much product in here. There's way less than a lot of other concealers, so I felt like that was definitely doable, even though this is pretty new. And I just don't love this, so I figured it'd be a good way to get it out of my collection faster, to just try and use it more. I do often mix it because I feel like it can be a little bit drying, but it's not terrible. It's really not bad, but it's not my favorite. So I have mine in the shade Light Neutral, by the way. I have to keep reminding myself not to put these things away. I have to put them like in my bin next to my vanity so that I remember to use them. It's so funny, like, you know, a lot of these products were, you know, just sort of put away normally. So like I immediately go to like put them away. Because I don't know if you're like this, but like I see people's messes from like doing their makeup and I am never like that. It's so funny. Like I'm messy in a lot of ways, but I really never keep like clothes out on the floor. Like I always put things away. I'm really not messy in that way. Like I have a lot of clutter like on like my kitchen counters and stuff. And like I'm bad about that kind of thing. But when it comes to like clothes, makeup, skincare, like I put things away. Like there's certain things that like sit out on my vanity. That's not what I mean. But things where they have a place in my drawers, I always put them right away. Like even if I'm pretty much in a rush, like the only time I would ever leave things out is if I'm like really, really in a rush and I'm gonna be late if I, you know, take the time to put things away. So let me know if you're like that, because I feel like a lot of people, like, you know, YouTubers that I see like show their filming space or whatever. Maybe it'd be different if I was filming like as many videos as they do, but I just feel like I always put my stuff away. I feel like I'm alone in that way, and I'm not like the neatest person that there is, but I always put all of my stuff away. I don't know. I'm gonna take an under eye powder because the only powder that I have in this project is not one that I would want to put under my eyes. So I'm gonna use my Essence Brighten Up. Then the powder for the rest of my face that I have in this project is a MAC powder. I had a MAC powder in my 2018 project, which I did complete. It was the Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in Medium. And this is the Studio Fix in NC20. And I'm just hoping to hit pan on this, honestly. We'll see how it goes. If I feel like I might be able to complete it, then maybe I'll try. But there's definitely a dip in it. I don't know if you can see that, but so we'll see. I might be able to use this up. I do like this powder. I just have other things that I like more, and I've had it for a while, and I'd like to use it up. So then I have a little contour here. This is the NYX Taupe. It's really a blush, but it's a contour shade, obviously. So I like this. I just have other things that I like more. So I'd like to use this up. And the bronzer is another one that I've already hit pan on, so I'm kind of hoping I can maybe finish this up. This is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess, which I do really like. It's a really nice bronzer. If you've tried it, I do really like it. And then I put this blush in. This is the Wet n Wild. It's their old formula. This is the Pearlescent Pink Blush. I do really like this. I don't know how hard this is going to be. It is pretty powdery, so maybe I'll be able to use it up, but it's pretty pigmented, so there's that. That might make it hard. So then the highlighter that I have in here is an oldie but a goodie Mary Luminizer from The Balm. This was my first highlighter ever, which is why I wanted to add it in. I definitely have a good dip in there, so I feel like, I think you can see that. So I think I should be able to do this one pretty easily. It's so beautiful. Look how beautiful that is. And I feel like it's a pretty universal type of shade. As far as like what I can wear it with, because, you know, I can wear it with pretty much, you know, whatever look I do, whether it's like a cool tone look or if I'm doing like a, you know, more of a warm bronzy look. This is gonna go with pretty much everything. So, and what I really like to do is take my beauty sponge, spray it with a little Fix Plus, and then kind of bump that out a little bit. I feel like it blends it into the skin a little bit better. It tones it down maybe a touch, but more so than that, it just kind of makes it more one with your skin, you know? So I kind of like doing that. Okay, so then for this project, I actually added in a brow product because, I don't know, last year, I guess I felt like that was sort of a cop-out, but then I saw plenty of people have them in their projects, and this one is a fairly new one to me. So I feel like it still will take me a bit to get through it, but this will get me to use it more. And it's just one that I like, and it's not my favorite. It's okay. So I figured it'd be a good one to add in. So this is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Shape and Fill. It's got one of those like triangle tip ones. It's the dark brunette one. Partly I think it's just like a little dark for me. I usually go for like more of the soft brown shades, but sometimes in the drugstore ones, they're just too warm for my liking. So I don't know, I just thought I'd go for the darker one, but it's just a little dark for my taste for my brows. I like my brows to be a little bit softer. So that's why I don't love this one. I need to do this up close in my mirror, so I will be back in a second. I'm gonna put a little bit of shadow on my inner corners here. I think I'm going to take a mixture of white and nude just to like make it more shimmery. Nude has a little bit of like pink in it. I don't know if you can really tell that. And then I'm probably just gonna put like a mixture of white and cream from up here underneath the brow. I don't usually do something shimmery up there, but I'm going to take something purple probably on in my waterline because I'm gonna add in this purple shade right here to my lower lash line. So I think I'm gonna take this Charlotte Tilbury pencil that I recently got. This is the Amethyst Aphrodisiac, which it says it's for green eyes. Why? Why does it have to be for green eyes? I know it's because like it makes green eyes pop or whatever, but you know what? I love purple eyeshadow and it is not just for green eyes. Anyway, I think I was starting to ask you about New Year's resolutions before I got sidetracked, and that's what mom brain is like. So yeah, let me know what your New Year's resolutions are. I don't really do that. I don't know why. I mean, I already eat healthy. I already exercise. So like that's very often a big one for people. I could do better with drinking water probably. I don't know. But let me know if you have any New Year's resolutions, if they're ones that are like sort of different than the typical. I'd love to hear what they are. So I'm gonna take a little bit of mauve first, just to sort of buff out underneath my eyes before I add in that purple, because this will sort of tie it into what we've got going on up above. And then I'm going to take this purple in this NARS palette, and I'm going to spray it just because I want it to stick better. Right under there, just to add a little pop. It's not going to be anything major, but it'll be pretty. I think that's just like a really nice pop of purple. Like obviously I've got purple going on a little bit up above, like subtly, but this just kind of adds a little something and you won't really see it that much. Okay, so now I'm gonna take that white and the cream underneath the brow. So if you had to guess with some of these products, like how soon I'm gonna finish them up, or not finish them up, or whatever my goal is with them, let me know what you think. Which one do you think I'm gonna do first? If you had to guess. I mean, you haven't seen the lip products just yet, or maybe if you've seen, you know, my intro video. The two lip products that I have in this project, which are the last items, are these two right here. This one is the Tom Ford lipstick in Spanish Pink. I talked about this recently in my top 5, bottom 5 for expensive luxury products. I can link that up above so you can see. I don't love this. And so, I mean, one of the things that I definitely learned about, I have to add mascara, by the way, I just realized that. I don't have a mascara in this project. But one of the things that I learned about the project panning was to maybe not always choose products that I don't love, because it makes it really hard to use them and you get sick of them easier because you don't really like them that much, because I got sick of things that I do like. But this one, I just feel like, even though I didn't pay for this, I got this with like a credit, I still feel like I'd really like to try and use as much of this as possible because it's so expensive and it's just not my favorite, and so I don't reach for it. So I wanted to try and get some more use out of it. And then the lip gloss is the Bobbi Brown High Shimmer Lip Gloss in Bare Sparkle, which is really pretty. It's just not my favorite formula. And so I thought because it's a mini, it'd be easier to use up and it will go with basically anything. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my mascara. I'm gonna go ahead and use my Too Faced Better Than Sex and my MAC Giga Black, which I always use for my bottom lash line. I'm gonna use that, and I'm gonna put on a lip liner, which I'll tell you what it is whenever I figure out which one I'm using, and then I'll do the lips when I come back. I put on the Marc Jacobs Primrose lip liner. I thought something that would be like a little bit darker would be nice because this is sort of like a light pink. What is it with me buying these light pink lipsticks that I just don't really love? I don't know. Yeah, this lipstick just like shows all the lines in my lips. I talked about that in that video that I mentioned it, the expensive products video. So it just does a lot better on top of a lip liner and then with a lip gloss. That's the best way to use it for me. It's pretty, but I think if you have younger, not as lined lips, that you might do better with that one. I don't know. I've heard better things about like the matte formula, and maybe just they've improved their lipsticks in general, because when I bought this, or I got it with my credit, it was $50 and now they're like more like 54, I think. Yeah. Okay, and then the lip gloss. Very pretty. Just not my favorite formula. It's a little bit goopy and it has that like minty smell to it, which is not my favorite. I know a lot of people love that, but I don't. It's very pretty though. I got this in like a sample set or something, so I don't know. All right, everyone, so that is it for this little get ready with me using my Project Pan items. Please leave any video requests in general down below. I'd love to hear what you would maybe like to see from me in this coming year. If you like this video, please make sure and give it a big thumbs up. That really does help out my channel so much. I post videos every single Monday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Time. If you are not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I would love for you to stick around, and I really hope to see you next time. Bye.